Hi and welcome to this video. I will show a software, DiskPart. First I want to excuse for suddenly coughing sometimes. That's how it is for me right now. Been sick, so yep. Anyway, DiskPart, what is it? It is a hard disk partitioning program for Amiga OS 2 and better. And is used to be a modern replacement for HDToolBox, and it's not depending on any extra libraries or anything like that, except if you have ASL library it will help you to find a file requester for things like adding file systems, etc. And well, when you start it, remember, this experimental software, so it can damage data, so do have a backup. Hopefully there are not any issues that corrupts this, but you never know. It's still not in full version. And yes, I have been using Claude AI for doing this. Actually, most of the coding is done that way. So, but all sources are available, and it's been checked by several people and etc. And no one found anything weird with it. But you better know that this is actually a vibe code or whatever, but it's a way to get things done fast, and we have the software now. And well, sources is out there on my GitHub, links in the description. So anyway, start here, and you will notice version and build date. This is important when you report anything, that you show that date for me. And well, when we started here, and you will notice the first thing that is different compared to HDToolBox is that it lists all devices here that could contain a hard disk. And if it's not in this list, you can either write it manually here or show all, and we will try to find every device. But as I'm using an emulator right now, I will use EAHF. Double click on it and it will scan through all devices. And we have here an SD card that I have attached to an reader here. So there's no partition on this one, as you can see, nor to be anything here. So first thing you do is init new block. You can add an MBR block here, PC style, to have a combination of Amiga and PC. We will not cover this right now, but you have the possibility here. So this one will scan the disk and try to set it up to that size, or you can manually enter numbers here. So I do this one, and it should even work on older machines. So I found a 4 GB or 3.1 GB. So now comes the usage of this one. I will go through here. The simple one is to create a partition. You can either do the add here, and it will set as the whole disk, or you can use plus 200 GB, 1 megabytes. You can set the file system and block size. Block size will be recommended from the size you choose there. You can, and it will format the disk. You can set the volume name, and here you can also set those speeds, and it will recommend the values for you. You can also just drag here how big your disk you want to have. Say, okay, we're happy there with this one, yes. and it will choose a name here from the closest available. You can change it to DHO if you want to. And while we are happy with this one, you can press OK. And if you be right here, and it will create the partition for you. No reboot needed. You can use this directly. This. And well, I can reboot just to be sure. So reboot done, and well, we have our disk here. Anyway, go on here and use it. So say that we want to have a new file system. Always good to have, right? So there's file system here, and we just add. We do browse, we find that one here, and we'll automatically try to guess the file name here. You can write, however, here you can change the value if you want to. You can use either this method, you can use that method, or well, you only need to have numbers correct. A bug here, interesting. And then we can also use the more simple like this. So you don't need to remember hex code. You write OK there and done. So can you add another partition here? And now that one will be available here. And if this is a SCSI drive, etc., you can use synchronous SCSI, speeds things up if your controller supports it, otherwise it will be ignored. Same with direct SCSI. You can set the bootable. It will always use the first partition to as bootable as default, but you can always push here, and you can write whatever number you like here. You know that the higher boot priority, the higher, well, often you get used to booting. And you can set the different settings here. It should recommend what is best for you at this moment. Okay, this will be interesting. I don't think that this write will go good because we do not have the file system loaded. So yeah, no handler for type. So reboot. And we have to format it the old way. But now, if we add another partition here, okay, right, then it should be formatted done, yeah. So that's the normal handling. Nothing special except maybe that you can use the mouse better here. Last disk and last learn is if you have a big SCSI chain, and this is a unit 2 or something like that. If you set last disk here, the computer will not scan for more disk after this one, speeding the boot process up. But if you add a disk after this chain, then those disks will not be found during boot. DiskPart will find them, but they will never be mounted. So use that with caution. Same with last learn if you have several learns on your devices. Anyway, that's more or less what HDToolBox can do, except that you don't have to fiddle with the device names if you have different devices, etc., etc. You can go back here and actually choose from different device if you want to, but yeah, we don't have anyone configured here. Anyway, what's new? That's a very important thing. So here we can take a backup of your boot block. You can also restore it, but this one just takes a boot block, nothing like that. If you do an extended backup, then it will also save all file systems, everything. So if you do like this now by mistake, you can actually then go restore. Sure. Okay. Yeah. I think we have so we're doing reset here. More things to do. So there's a little more live testing area, etc. So we do like this: restore and no, not RDB, restore extended restore. I am stupid. I wrote to RAM. Oh, okay. We do it again here. Like this. We have this partition here. Yeah, perfect. We do an extended backup and I put it on here and save it. Okay. So now we delete this partition by mistake. Oh, this cough makes me down. So we boot. And then we notice that, oops, I did it again. I go on here and restore. And reboot. You can see. And you could also see here that the partition is back. So if you screwed up, you can actually restore that state of the disk. And sometimes, yeah, remember this restores just the boot blocks, not the content of the partitions. Okay, anything more here? We have, well, we can verify to the backups if it's correct. Can do some debug things here. This is mostly used if you have a bug or something to report. I will maybe ask you for giving this information. You can dump a disk to an image, but most Amiga file systems will not handle files larger than 2 gigabytes. This software will not check it for you. So this is a really big thing for you to handle by yourself. Also, you can restore image to disk. You can do an mount list. By popular demand, so it does a mount list for every device on that disk. You can do like this and zero partition, and we'll write zeros to that disk. So I guess now when we reboot here, oh, Amiga didn't like that one. but it recovered. It recovered. But now you can see this is analyzed because we did 0. This is good if you want to do an archive, for example, of this complete image or everything. That this will be completely 0. So it's better for file compression, etc. for that one. Or you just want to make sure that the partition data is gone. Anyway, let's continue what you can do. This is for later MBR partition. That's a little special feature. You can check health of your hard disk if your hard disk supports Smart and your controller. I'm using images, so that's not possible here. Also, you can do a bad block scan, but this is an image, so well, you will not have any bad blocks. And some debug values, most for technical reasons. Yep. So this is, yeah. You can see how the block looks like, extra small, etc. But for the common person, this is not a real thing that you need. Here, yeah, see some data, but anyway. Now the important thing, actually, the important thing, we have something that we can do that HDToolBox does not have. I haven't seen on any other software at all on Amiga. First of all, you can move a partition. Remember, this takes time, and if it's getting interrupted, you will lose data. This is quite quick because I'm doing it in an emulator. On a real machine, this will be slower, much slower. Okay, that disk partition moved. And we can also do another thing that I bet you never seen. So we can do copy some data over here to this partition, right? Yep, fine. Here, DHC. So we are not happy with the size of this one. You want more, right? You can drag here and resize. Grow file system. You need to reboot. The DHC is here with data still left. So you made the disk larger and you didn't lose any data. And well, to top that, this grow works on fast file system, PFS and SFS. Next step is, and I will show you another thing. Maybe you get an image from a person of, say, a 1 GB drive, and you put it on a 4 GB SD card. That happens for me many times because I have this test card I use when I repair machines. And I will prep my Amiga for that one now. I change disk here. So I put that usually 1 gig image on my 4 gig disk here. And I will now see if I can do this in one. Okay. So now I reboot and we'll boot into that disk. Oh, that didn't work. Interesting. Why didn't I will do a cut here. And well, again, I'll try. I boot from that disk, SD card, and it boots. This is my diag disk, what do I call? This is a disk I'm using for all machines I get for repair, etc. It got all the necessary tools needed for testing, and of course I have DiskPart on it as well. This is a 1 gig disk, 200 megs there, and I have a data partition here with some demos, etc. But usually when you do an image of a 1 gig disk to a 4 gig disk, you can't use extra disk space. Here, 1 gig. You can see this is what all you get, but this is a 4 gig disk. You can do init RDB and update geometry here. And then suddenly you have more space. You can do right. And do a reboot here. Always better to do a reboot. I will have it done. So now we can use that disk to add extra partitions or grow a partition. So say we want to grow the here. How do we do that? Well, we can move that partition, right? Oh, I have to back up. This goes quite quick as a simulator. Still, it takes some time. I mean, we will physically be forced to move everything, so yeah. And cut into being done. And yeah, done. So remember that we have booted on this disk, right? So we expand it, we do resize, we grow file system. It will notice that it cannot dismount this one, so it will behave different, but yeah. Grow or reboot, yeah, it will lose partition here. Cancel. That's the Amiga operating system that nags. Right, reboot. And it boots now. And we can see now that the partition is larger. We can use it. Remember that this growing partition, it's experimental, so do have a backup, always backup, especially now in the beginning of this one. So that's some part of the GUI version of it, but I will stop here and go back to the RTG version we had before. So back to the RTG version of my install, and we can do something new. We can do like this, and this is my output for my build on this machine. So yeah, we can also do, if you just run this part like this, then we will start the GUI versions like anything before. But if you do it, you can see you can do always can use CLA as well. So now this will not be a complete drive because there's quite many commands, etc. But more or less everything you can do in GUI, you can do it from CLI as well. Like this part, list dev, and it show all devices. List dev units, then it will scan all devices for disks. So you can see them here. So you can say that you want to initialize disk. You can use DiskPart, dev, UAHF device, and unit 3. We will init then as a new. You can use geometry here as well. Then it will ask if you want to format it or write yes, and it will done. If you use force afterwards, more or less everything you can use force, and we skip questions, just do it. You can UHF device thing, add part name DHO low start. That means it will start at the first available location. You can also write 300 G M, then it will start at the 300 megabyte point, etc. But you can do like this. So start and high equals to plus 100 meg. This is create a 100 megabyte partition. Type DOS 3 and bootable. Yep. This one did not format it, but if you look here, well, it didn't want partition. I also forgot you can also always select disks here, not just with the ruler here. So you can also, if your controller and disk supports it, do like that, and you get smart data. Yeah, so there's lots of command. You can also attach a script file that you have everything do, so you can script an installation or whatever to your, if you don't want to automate things. More of that in the manual because it's way too advanced. Anyway, everything can be done via scripting or via GUI, and it also supports localization, so you can do that. And well, I think that's more or less what a modern tool could do. And if you have any ideas of anything more that we can do to this software, please tell me, because I really want to have the best partition tool available with all possible modern stuff. Okay, a small thing here. By popular demand or whatever, you can also initialize the disk as an MBR. By doing this, you can actually add a DOS partition to this. I think you can do like that. Should I? Yes, it did 10 megabyte. And then you can still add an Amiga partition to this and have a combined DOS and Amiga system. This is more for bridge boards, etc. They convinced me to do this. I'm not really sure why anyone want to have this one, but anyway, it exists. It's very rudimentary and will not do anything more like advanced partitioning, etc. This one, this is it. But yeah, by popular demand, simple put, that's that. I think I covered the most. If you double click, you will go to edit, single click, you just select, and then you have to do anything here to do whatever you want. And yeah, here you can find the URL to the GitHub, and over there you will be able to download the fully compiled version, so you don't have to build anything. There's a link there. You can download the compiled version. As soon as I push up a new version, it will automatically compile. And yes, it is Claude code. I'm just a director. I haven't written any especially much lines of code on this one. I can actually do like this. If I can. Let's cut to Visual Code. I can come here to Visual Code. As you can see, not the best here, but anyway, here you can look at the source code and everything, and this is done by Claude. Yeah, it is. But it got good comments, and yeah, so I think that it's been verified by several people. I have tested with the code reviews with ChatGPT as well and everything like that, and they haven't found anything. And people who checked haven't found anything weird. Maybe that they would do coding in a different way, etc. But that ask any coder what another coder would do, and they would say that I would do things different. So, yeah, not much like to say about that. We have everything here and quite well documented. So please do check it out. If you find anything, do send in a pull request or anything like that, or just contact me or whatever, and we can have a look at it. But the most important thing for me is I'm getting tired of waiting forever for tools. So now I prefer to have things done and we get the tools that we need instead of waiting for someone to do it. That will never happen. So this is the GitHub page. And if you come here, you can always download latest build here. Here you have it. Click on this one. You come to assets, click on there, and you have the file here to download, or an ADF that is bootable, that contains just DiskPart, nothing, but no file systems. And actually, I don't think even the format command, I'm not sure if you can format that way. You can partition that way, you can resize that way, but well, that's more for the convenient partitioning thing. I would recommend having that one and download it and put it on your machine. No installation needed. And well, you're welcome to do pull requests and do bug reports with issues here. Yeah, please do it this way so we can keep state of any issues. And if you have, I'm open for pull requests and everything, do that. And well, this is my other project page, so feel welcome to test it all. And I guess that's it. And thank you for listening, or whatever we can call it.